Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Jye.
And we're continuing our countdown towards Fallen Kingdom, which is out very soon. It's the sequel to Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Something has survived.
I found something!
A British family on a yacht cruise stumbled upon Site B.
Now it's only a matter of time before this lost world is found and pillaged.
Hopefully we've kept this island quarantined and contained, but I'm in shock about all this.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park, was directed once again by the great Steven Spielberg, and it has really just Jeff Goldblum returning from the original one.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, and he's joined by...
And some dinosaurs.
Some dinosaurs. Lots of dinosaurs.
Yes.
And human-wise, he's joined by Julianne Moore, Vince Vaughn, and Richard Attenborough returns for a brief little cameo as well.
Right. Yeah, so...
It's set 4 years after the events of Jurassic Park, the original. It's set on a different island. We're now on Isla Sorna, not Isla Nublar, Site B. And it's pretty much a rescue mission, this one. It's a few different things in one. It's a rescue mission. It's a... okay. We're going to go in spoilers. If you haven't seen Lost World by now, well, that's your own fault. Spoiler warning for Lost World. There's actually there's a plot in this where it's pretty much Malcolm and his team being sent by Richard Attenborough, John Hammond, to pretty much stop the new owners of InGen from pretty much removing the dinosaurs from the island and bringing them to the mainland to try and restart a new Jurassic Park in San Diego, which is a horrible idea. horrible idea. It's a great film. What did you think of it, Jye?
Alright, I don't like this one as much as you do. Jurassic Park is one of my all-time favourite movies, as we discussed already. This one, I think, don't hate me, it's the weakest of the Jurassic Park franchise so far. Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's the wrong opinion, but everyone's entitled to it.
It's just not as good, man. It's just not as good.
Oh, of course. None of the sequels are as good.
So when I always used to regard this one, this was like out of the first three. I always thought this one was much better than 3. I enjoyed it much better than 3.
And you were right in thinking that.
On rewatch of this one, I don't know. It's not great. It's not great. I think I don't like any of the new characters. I think that the plot is nowhere near as strong as the first film, and it's just not as good. I don't really know what to say. One thing I do have, I really like the opening scene. That's a really creepy scene with the
opening scene.
With the little girl feeding the...
That is straight out of the first book by Michael Crichton.
Right. Okay.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, that's a really creepy. That's a good opening tone for the film, and I do like that. Obviously, I love Jeff Goldblum. I love that he's back, but yeah, I don't like Vince Vaughn's annoying in this.
Really?
Julianne Moore I find annoying in this.
Wow, really?
Yeah, the city part at the this is spoilers, right?
Yeah.
So like the whole city part at the end is cool, but it's I don't know. It just feels a bit underutilized.
Wow. Okay. Everything you've said so far, I disagree with.
Wow. Yeah, I mean it's still a fun movie because of course it's a Jurassic Park movie. Of course it's going to be fun. Just I don't know if it's coming off of the brilliant first movie or prove me wrong.
Okay. Alright, well, I love this movie. None of the sequels, no matter how much I love them, none of them are as good as the first one. Doesn't mean I don't give them the same star rating.
Right.
But, just because I give 15 movies the same star rating, some have to be better than the others. Like, you can't have them all exactly the same.
Yeah.
This one I love. It was my first experience seeing a Jurassic Park movie on the big screen. Maybe that has something to do with it. But even rewatching it now, because there's movies I've seen on the big screen that I have a lot of affection for. I watch it again now, I'm like, they're pretty bad.
Right.
This one still to this day holds up for me. There are a lot of people I know who don't like it. You're not the only one. There are people who do like it. It's very mixed. I don't know if
can I just say
yeah.
this before we continue? I don't not like the film.
Yeah.
I still like it. I still think it's a fun, as I said before, I still think it's a fun movie. And I will never go, this is just complete crap. Because it's not. It's fun. I just, compared to the other three...
With this one, I don't know if what threw people at the time, if it was the same kind of thing as with Temple of Doom coming off Raiders. This is a drastically different film to the first one. It is much darker. The tone of it is completely different. The first one obviously had its share of suspense and thrilling scenes. But the first one was, the wonder of seeing a dinosaur and the amazement and everything like that. Not that in this one you don't marvel at the dinosaurs. There are definitely moments where, like when the Stegosaurus first appears, there is a moment where it is marveling at them, but it's nothing on the scale as, say, the Brachiosaurus scene in the first one.
Right, of course.
This one is much more a dark, very survival-driven film. Even the score, John Williams, he, apart from a couple of brief moments, the actual Jurassic Park theme is not heard properly until the end credits roll. It's a brand new score for this one, and it is so dark and ominous, like the entire film. And I love the, like I said, the opening scene, but even before that, the opening logos, pretty much, like before the scene actually kicks off, I love so much because it sets you up from the beginning. You know exactly the tone of the film, you know the atmosphere, it's foreboding, it's frightening, it's ominous. The joy and the amazement of the first one is completely gone, and this is a scary film, and playing it kicks off on a black screen before you even see the island. It kicks off with a black screen, which is this really kind of like frightening atmosphere sound of like the waves and the wind around the island. It opens up this really kind of ominous and foreboding shot of Isla Sorna. Compared to Isla Nublar when you see it in the first one, for the first one with the helicopter approaching, it's very adventure-filled and, it's quite bright and it's happy.
Yeah.
This one, it's shrouded in mist and it's so creepy. And the entire film follows that path. Like, even Malcolm approaching the island, it doesn't have any of the same thrill that the first one had. This is literally a film where it's not afraid to be... it definitely earns its M rating. It's got some of the most gruesome deaths in the entire series. There's one death in particular that...
Ripped in half?
That scarred me, yeah, Eddie's death. I still can't sit through it properly. Like, it's hard to sit through. And it's definitely a nastier film than the first one. Not in a bad way. I don't say nasty in a bad way. Like, the film, it's got a lot of grittiness to it, which I really, really like.
See, and I think that's the reason
it's more vicious.
That's the reason why it didn't work as well for me, I don't think. While I do enjoy the darker tone of the film, it didn't feel like it nailed it. I don't think it... For me, it did.
Yeah.
No, for me, it didn't. It didn't really feel like it nailed it. And I guess that's just very different. Don't hate the film by any means. I like it a lot. So it's the weakest in the franchise. There's not much more I can say.
This has some of my favourite sequences in the entire... Not just... Like, there's one moment, the cliffside attack with the trailer is not just my favourite... Actually, I've got a few favourite scenes. But that's one of the standouts for me for this film. But not just in this film, but in the entire series. It's
funny that you say it, because that scene for me does absolutely nothing.
Really?
Yeah, that's one scene that
every single time I'm on the edge of my seat with that scene, like when the two T-Rexes appear. Oh man! And then like the raptor attack in the cornfields. You don't actually really see them. You just see like the trails of them approaching.
I do really like
the humans being sucked down. The entire chase through the compound with Malcolm and Sarah. When it's the two 3 raptors that are chasing them in and out of the compound, that is so good. And then the San Diego sequence I love so much because for the same reason I love the raptors in the kitchen in the first one. Yes, it's scary being chased by a dinosaur. The T-Rex scene is frightening in the first Jurassic Park. But having the dinosaurs coming to our own territory, like things that we're familiar with, is so scary because, like, you know, in the first one, or even in the second one, when they're on the jungle, in the jungle on the island, it's scary. But you're like, well, you know, we're not in the jungle, so nothing can come here. But the ending, like, imagine waking up in the middle of the night in your bedroom and there's a freaking T-Rex outside your bedroom window. Or going in the kitchen, there's like 2 raptors that appear next to you.
It wouldn't be ideal.
No. And I think Spielberg does a great thing of bringing that foreign thing into our own comfort zone.
Right, yeah, and I mean, it works. It just doesn't work well for me.
I have some negatives for the film. They don't detract. There are a few questionable choices that characters make.
Very much so.
The daughter, I don't dislike her, but she's nowhere on the same level as Lex and Tim in the first one.
Definitely not.
There is obviously the very corny gymnastics scene, but that goes for like 10 seconds. It's nowhere on the level as Shia LaBeouf Tarzaning through Kingdom of Crystal Skull for like a minute. Yes, there are some shortcomings, but like I said a number of times before, when I review a film, I obviously take in both technical, like filmmaking prowess and my overall personal enjoyment. This one, while not on the same level as the first one, nothing ever will top the first one. It's like there's no such thing as the perfect film. While some come
say the rating.
Some come pretty damn close. But for me, this was a near perfect film experience.
Right.
I'm giving it 5 stars. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's a 5-star movie for me. I love it so much.
Right, and for reasons I've stated countless times.
Yeah.
I'm going 3.5.
Okay.
It's not it's just my least favorite in the series.
Yeah. That's still a good score though, 3.5.
It's still I said, I still enjoy. I still like the film.
Yeah.
I in no way hate the film. It's just not as good.
I thought about this last night actually, knowing that we're going to review this today. I was thinking, taking away my personal attachment to the series, because obviously, like I said, the first Jurassic Park is my number 1 film. I love it so much. So any sequel to Jurassic Park, I'm going to have some affection for, even if they are lesser films.
Yeah.
But taking away my personal sentiment towards the franchise and this particular film, I'd still probably give this a 4.5, because I think it is brilliantly directed. I think it once again shows Spielberg's knack for staging really terrific, just jaw-dropping scenes, and the way it places that hunt scene where it's like all the dinosaurs like in one big shot is so cool. Yeah, like I said, there are some faults which are the half a star bring down, but I think overall it's still a very, very competently made film.
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. 3.5.
5.
Taking dinosaurs off this island is the worst idea in history of bad ideas.
Let's get this movable feast underway. Don't move!
What is it?
Mommy's very angry.
Alright guys, those are our very differing thoughts on The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I hope I got that title right.
You did.
Thank you.
While your rating wasn't correct, but you got the title.
Keep an eye out for our next review, Jurassic Park 3. We'll see how much we like that one. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.